Hello, it's Sophie TBH Studying, and today I'm here to do a stationery declutter with me. I apologize if the quality of the video is a little shaky or a little bit suspicious because I accidentally left all of my filming equipment at college, so I'm filming everything with my phone, which has been a very interesting endeavor. So the first thing I'm going to start with decluttering is washi tape, and essentially I'm just gonna go through every single washi tape and make sure that all the tapes still work as they're supposed to, because something that I've noticed with old washi tape is that the adhesive starts to break down and the tape doesn't work as normal washi tape does. So I think the first thing I'm gonna start with is just essentially checking all of these tapes to see if they are actually functional. Something that I'm trying to do nowadays is be more mindful about how I'm curating and minimizing my collection because, of course, I want to have less stationery than I currently have, but at the same time, I don't want to declutter for the sake of decluttering, if that makes sense. I want to still have a category of stuff that I will consistently use, and I just don't want to throw away things just for the sake of throwing things away. Washi tape is one of those things that at the beginning of my study tube, I guess, studygram career, so to speak, was something that I obsessed over because I thought that having a lot of varieties of washi tape would help me be a better journaler and give more variety to my spreads. But it turns out I actually don't use a lot of washi tape within my spreads. And then if I do, I use the same one over and over again instead of using a variety of them. So that's just something that I've come to acknowledge about myself and my personal habits. And something I think that led to my accumulation of washi tape has also been my habit of buying washi tape in sets. I always used to think buying stationery in sets was a really good deal and that I could get more stuff for a lower price, when in reality, I would only use one washi tape out of the set of 10, and I'd be left with a lot of wasted tape and a lot of space used up. I got a lot of my washi tape from AliExpress, which admittedly, looking back at my 16-year-old self, or maybe I was 15 or 14, that probably wasn't the most ethical thing I could probably do, since AliExpress is notorious for stealing a lot of artist designs and then repackaging and reselling them much cheaper and of much poorer quality. So if I were to go back and redo my washi tape obsession, I probably wouldn't go through AliExpress for getting a lot of my stationery. But at the time, I was a poor middle school student, and AliExpress was the cheapest and most readily available place I could get washi tape from. So I can't blame myself, but now that I know better and I have significantly more money than I did at 14, I am much more likely to get washi tape from actual authorized retailers or resellers now. These are the washi tapes that I'm deciding to keep from this first round, mostly because they're either washi tapes that I know I'll consistently use or they have specific memories with them. So this washi tape in particular is a washi tape made by one of my dear friends online. Her name is Cheyenne Barton, and she is a wonderful artist. I purchased this from her shop and I love it too much to give away. These two tapes are from a Twitter artist named X Freischutz. I think I'm pronouncing the username wrong, but also another artist that I deeply cherish. And then the rest of the washi tapes that I'm keeping were all purchases that I made during my trip in Korea with my cousins. So I have really good memories associated with these particular tapes, and I know that I will probably get a lot of use out of them. Now for these tapes, I've already checked most of them to ensure that they're all functional and they all still work in terms of adhesive quality. So I'm just going to start sorting through them. The way I'm picking these tapes is mainly by utility and, like I said, memory. If they're useful to me, then I'll keep using them. And I know that for some tapes, I do genuinely use them so frequently that I will for sure miss them if they were gone. But for others, I honestly wouldn't really miss them if they suddenly disappeared from my collection. I also feel like one aspect of the stationery declutter and a product of my no-buy that I've come to discover is that not for washi tape in particular, but especially for stickers, I've become to develop this fear of running out or like wasting whatever I'm using it on, which then leads to more stuff accumulating within my drawers. But the thing is, stationery does expire. Like, I actually learned that the hard way, but stationery does indeed expire. And at the end of the day, if you don't use something, like I mentioned, washi tapes, the adhesive can wear off and they either will be overly sticky or they won't be sticky at all anymore, and they'll just go to waste. So my new philosophy with my stationery is to stop being afraid of using it and actually like use it on a day-to-day basis so I can get my money's worth and my time's worth and my appreciation's worth out of the items that I do have. These are the washi tapes that I will be keeping out of my stationery. I decluttered about this whole drawer's worth, as well as maybe 1/4 of this drawer. The next category I've decided to declutter are my brush pens. Whew, like the washi tapes, I thought when I was younger and a lot more foolish than I am right now, if I had more brush pens, I could diversify the kind of spreads I could make. But, you know, it's really not about the number of tools that you have. It's about the quality and the development of your own skill. So I feel like I'm probably going to give most of these brush pens away simply due to the fact that I don't use enough of them on a day-to-day basis. Maybe I should swatch some of these for you guys. I feel like that would make the decluttering more interesting. So for this swatches, I put down the names or the numbers of the pens that had numbers and names to them. The numbers are primarily the Tombow dual brush pens and the names are the Kuretake Zig brushables. And I just wanted to touch on the point of ethical consumption again because I mentioned it briefly when I was talking about AliExpress. Essentially, I mean that no ethical consumption is possible under capitalism, and this is to specifically point out the fact that you can't really blame poor communities or like poor people or like in our case poor students for buying things off of cheap websites, and instead you should place that responsibility onto corporations and companies and industries that are truly responsible for creating all the waste in our lives. However, this doesn't mean that we should necessarily indulge in cheap things from AliExpress in excess, especially if you have the means to support small businesses and ethical brands. So that's what I mean for me personally. Because I have the means to support smaller businesses now, that's what I would rather prioritize supporting. So out of these swatches, these are the ones that I will be decluttering, and these are the ones that I will be keeping. Next, I'm gonna go through all of my super tips. These were originally from the 50 pack. I remember decluttering half of these last year because they dried out, so we'll see how the rest will fare. For the next few swatches, I didn't include any numbers or names because the Crayola Super Tip markers don't really have any names associated with them on the marker itself. So I just swatched what I had, and this is what it looks like. So here are the swatches of the Crayola Super Tip markers. These are the ones I was deciding between which ones I should specifically keep. And out of the Crayola markers, I've decided to keep these. Now we're going through more of my highlighters and some of my specialty pens, and again, I'm going to swatch these and see if they are still functional. The category of specialty pens for me primarily comprises of things that couldn't really fit into other categories. So for example, the gold and white and silver paint pens and gel pens that I have, I placed those in the specialty category because they didn't fit in with my highlighter category or my gel pen category. Out of the highlighters and specialty pens, I am decluttering these, and I'm also decluttering this mechanical pencil. Now I'm going to go through my sticker sheets, which is probably the category I have the most amount of stickers in. So I'm just going to start sorting through them. Like I mentioned in my stationery no-buy video, the sticker category was the largest category among my stationery collection, and it was the section that I had the hardest time at first using up because I have this scarcity mentality when it comes to stickers because I'm so afraid that once I stick a sticker down, I can never reuse it again. But over time, I had to overcome that obstacle and just start using them so that I could actually enjoy having and using stickers. So these are the stickers that I am decluttering. Now let's break down the statistics of what I actually decluttered. In total, combined with the state, I now have 71.4% of my original collection gone, and I have 28.6% of my original collection left to use up in 2022. Thank you so much for watching my stationery declutter. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know down in the comments what your most problematic category of stationery is. Mine is probably stickers because I always love buying stickers, but then I can never bring myself to actually use them. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!